Okay, so I'm recording now. All right. So what we'll be doing now is you are adding a new column. Once you click on add new column, a new column appears. And what exactly do we want to do? Now we want to transform this month of absence. We want to make our three to be March. We want to make our four to be April, like that, like that. So to do that is of two ways. You can use the if statement, you can use the if condition, and you can also use the switch condition. Actually, I'm going to use the two. So you pick the one that you feel more comfortable with. So we're going to rename this as month. So our month will now be equals to, I'm using the if statement. Once I click on if, sorry. So once I click on if, now, if you are using if condition, it comes with a bracket. Now, you are saying if, you are giving the conditional statement now. So Power BI is asking me the logical test. So where exactly do I want to make the condition from this table or from this column? So, and we are working with absenteeism. So once I click on ABS from absenteeism, it will show me all the tables, all the columns on absenteeism. So, but then we are working with month of absence. So I'm going to click on if month of absence is equal to 1. Okay, I'll be using double equals to now, making because you are working with a logical value. If absenteeism, month of absenteeism is equals to 1, comma, I want you to make it what? January. I'll just make it short so we don't get a lot of time, get to wait a lot of time. So that is that. I'm saying if month of absence is 1, make it January. Yes. So that's one thing about if statement. You keep putting on if. So I'm going to show you how to use switch also. So we go again and say if month of absence is equal to 2, comma, then I want you to make it what? February. We need to be consistent with our. Then I go again. If is month of absence is now equals 3, then I want you to make it March. Also, I go if month of absence is equal to 4, then make it April, right? Also, we go if month of absence now is equal to 5, I want to make it May. And if month of absence is equal to 6, I want you to make it April, May, that should be June. I feel someone is waiting for me. Admit, all right. So if month of absence is equals to 6, please make it June. Then I go again and say if month of absence is equal to 7, then make it July. I go again if month of absence, sorry. Okay. So you need to be very cautious of these parentheses. That is, when you are giving a conditional statement, if it's not numerical, it must be in column. Please take note of that. It must be a column. But if it is numerical, you leave it like that without adding a column. So you also go by saying if a month of absence is equal to 8, July, August, okay, then please make it August. All right. Then if month of absence is equal to 9, then I want you to make it August, not very much, maybe July, August, September, okay? Make it September. And again, if month of absence is equal to, that should be 10, then make it September, October, okay? And if month of absence. So that's one thing about if statement. It is always very, very long, unlike switch. If it was switch, I don't need to repeating. So I'm going to show you how to use if statement too. So I'm saying if this is equal to 11, then make it November. Now, else if, that is, if none of these conditions are met, then make it December. So now I'm done with this. We now have to close our bracket. Now, closing your bracket, you need to be very, very cautious of this. That is, when you look at where my mouse is, you see it having the bracket is in a circle. So it's telling me that I'm only closing the parentheses for this bracket. So once I add another bracket to it, it's telling me I'm closing this bracket, this, and which is the last one. So the number of brackets you are going to close is the number of if statements you have opened. So it's just like you are opening if, but then you are not closing it yet. So you need to. So that is why we are having about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're having about 10 brackets. So once I click on OK, once I please click on enter, let's see. All right. So if you look at month of absence, we have three. And when we look at the month we just did now, three is representing March, three is representing March. When we look at four, four is representing April. So I feel we are done with that. And at least a layman would see this now, understand that, okay, month, this is March, this is April, this is April, this is May, and so, like that. All right, so we are done with this now. And also, let's see the days of the week too. They are in numerical values, so we need to change them to strange. So what we are going to do again, we had another column. So adding another column, we want to make these days. Okay. So we say days. So now I'll be using the switch. I'll be using the switch for this. So you would see which of these is more suitable to use, because I love to use switch because what's it called? If statement is always taking too much conditional statements, and if you are not careful, you would get error. So that is why most times it is more preferably for you to just use switch. So if I will be using switch now, we say switch. Let me admit, may not be weekly. Admit all. All right. So now we were working with days of the week. So to do that now, I want to do so if absent, okay, switch absenteeism, but now we are working with where is days of the week. Okay, excuse me. So if you are doing switch days of the week, then I had a comma. If it is one, then I want you to make it sorry. If it is one, then make it let's see, one should be Monday. Okay, yeah, but let's take a look at the picture or the file that was given, because do I have it here? Okay, I think I have it here. All right, so we would see for days of the week. Okay, Monday is 2, Tuesday is 3, Wednesday is 4, Thursday is 5, and Friday is 6. So you need to be very cautious of the information provided by the company you are working with. So but on the norms, Monday is meant to be 1, Tuesday is meant to be 2, Wednesday is meant to be 3, Thursday is meant to be 4, like that, like that, like that. But with this case now, I think they are only working with I think they're only working with working days. Yeah, they are working days. So you need to be very cautious of that too. So now, since Monday is 2, so that is what we will be working with. So if we're going to go back to this, now switch this. Once it is 2, comma, make it Monday, comma. Once it is 3, comma, make it Tuesday, comma. Once it is 4, comma, make it Tuesday, that should be, make it Wednesday. Yes. Then once it is 5, I want you to make it Friday. And once it is 6, which is the last one, then make it, okay, sorry, let's check that again. Okay, Monday 2, Tuesday 3, Wednesday 4, Thursday 5, Friday 6. Okay, once it is 2, make it Monday. Once it is 3, make it Tuesday. Once it is 4, make it Wednesday. Once it is 5, then you make it Thursday. Yeah. Okay, and once it is 6, I want you to make it Friday. All right. So if you are working with switch, you just close one bracket, then you press enter. Let's see. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, I need to admit. All right. Okay. In the second if statement, you use reason for absence instead of month of absence. Okay, let me see. All right, so I need someone told me to zoom in my Power BI. All right, so let me do that. Okay. All right. Actually, that's how my system is. So, all right. Okay. So someone said from the month I used reasons for absence. All right. Let's see. Month of absence. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. So for this, we need to change this to it is not reason for absence. We are working with month of absence. So once I see this, you can just click on month of absence. So it will definitely change. I think that's really where the mistake is. All right. Thank you so much for your. All right. So for the days of the week now, we have the days of the week to be Monday. Let's see. Days of the week. So 2 is representing Monday, 5 is representing Thursday, 6 is representing Friday, and 2 is representing Monday. Like that, like that, like that. Okay. So for disciplinary failure, let's see from the file I sent to you what was given for disciplinary failure. Okay, I think I have the file here. Okay, he said a failure to adhere to a previous discipline warning related to absenteeism. So is 0. So here you can filter here to see what kind of value you have here. So we just have is 0 and 1. And from the data set provided, they told us that 0 means no, then 1 means yes. So we need to transform this. So what you are going to do again is you had a new column, and you had a new column, and we want to make this disciplinary. Let's make it disciplinary status. Yeah, let's make it that way. Disciplinary status. So since it is just two logical statements, 0 no, and 1 means yes. So we can just go ahead and use our if statement. So I'm saying if this, so I'm saying if disciplinary failure is equal to 0, comma, make it no, then else if, make it yes. Sorry, we need to put this in brackets, make it yes. So we close this and we press enter. Okay. So if you filter on this we see now we have no and yes. So a layman will see this. Once they see that disciplinary status, no means you disobeyed, and yes means okay, you adhere to the discipline here. So absenteeism time in hour, okay, that is fine. Service time, okay. So I feel we are done with the absenteeism. Yeah, I think we are done. Reason for absence. Okay, yes. So before we go to these reasons for absence, because this would require a very long, a very long DAX formula. Because if you look at what was given to us, we have reason for absence. We have code zero means incomplete submission. Then code one, two, three, and four. It is family related. Someone is waiting for me. Okay. So code 1, 2, 3, and 4 is family related. Code 5 to 25 to 28 is medical reasons. And code 26 is unjustified leave. So to accomplish this, we'll be using if statements, but not just if statements. We are going to be adding some logical statements too. That is, we have or and we have and. If you are conversant with SQL, if you are conversant with let me say, yeah, if you're conversant with Venn diagram now, let's take Venn diagram for instance. We used to have or, we have and we say when you're using or, it means if this value appears in table A or in table B, then make it to be true. But when you're making and statements, it's more like saying, okay, if okay, let me pick one. Let's say for instance, now if I'm using or statement and I want to say, okay, if the service time is 14 or the number of days is 2, then we turn the statement to be true. But if I'm making and statements, the two, either of the two condition must be true. But for all statements, one of the condition must be true. So before we go to that, I'll still skip that so we don't move to advanced DAX formula yet. So we'll be coming back to that. So let's go to the employee and transform some things from the employee table. So from this employee table, we would see that from the employee table now, we have the distance from Oak, we have education, we have children, social drinker, social smoker, pets, weight, and height. All right, so let's start with education. So from the file, let me see the education level. One is high school, two is graduate, three is postgraduate, and four is for masters and postgraduate. All right. So we are going to be adding new column. All right. So we want to make this education status, right? Education status. Please, I'm so sorry if my screen is not that bold. That's how my system is. I'm so sorry about that. So we are working with education status, and looking at this we just have, I would love to use switch. So switch is sweet to use because I don't have to be closing. So now we are working with employee table. So you need to specify the table you are working with first for Power BI to give you the columns that are present on that table. So here I'll be typing employee, EMP. Immediately, Power BI understood that, okay, this person needs one column, either of the column from employees table. But this time we are working with education. So I'm going to click on education. So if employee info education, so I'm switching this comma. So I'm saying if it is one, then make it high school. Okay. Then if it is two, make it graduate. And if it is three, I want you to make it postgraduate. Okay. And if it is four, If it is 4, then make it, let me just put MSc slash P slash PhD. Yeah. So we close this and we press enter. Okay, that is fine. So that is how sweet using switch could be. If it were to be if statement now, we have to be putting if, comma, if, comma, if, comma, if. But this, it just goes straight to the point. So we can filter on this just for us to confirm that everything is working fine. So we have graduate, we have high school, we have MSc, and we have the postgraduate. Okay. So that is for the education status. Now, social drinker. Social drinker is zero means um let me see from the data set that was given, either yes or no. Okay, so we'll be adding a new column. And since it is just two statements, okay, all right. So we'll be making this one social smoker status. Yeah. Okay. So let me use if. So I'll be using the two just for you to to get used to them. So if we are working with social, okay. So now if social drinker, okay, social smoker, working social smoker. Okay, so now if social, okay, I'm doing using if statement now. If social smoker is equal to 0, then make it, should we just use no? All right, let me use no. That is no means you are not a social smoker. Or okay, if it is 0, make it non-smoker. I think this is more explanatory. Okay. Then else if, that is if it is not 0, then I want you to make it a smoker. So since it is just one if statement, we press enter. And let's see what that gives us. Okay. So we have that. So we have updated the social smoker status. Oh, sorry, I skipped the social drinker. All right, so we're going to add the social drinker status also. Okay, so we'll be using this as social, excuse me, social drinker status. So this would not be, we are using if statement also. So if employee, then social drinker is equal to 0, then make it non-drinker. Okay. Then else if, make it drinker. That is wherever you see one. So that else if means if the value is not 0, any other value you see there, make it drinker. So since it is just one if statement, we close the bracket and press enter. Okay, so we've updated that also. Okay. Wumi said she's lost. Sorry, sir, you haven't sent the employee data set. I've forwarded the two to the WhatsApp group chat, please. So you can check. Okay. So now we are fine with the social drinker status, and we're also fine with the social smoker status. So now we have the weight, we have the height, and as an HR personnel, you need to know the BMI, which is body mass index of your employees. So you would know which of your employees is underweight, which of your employees are overweight, which of your employees are obese, and which of your employees have the normal weight. So here, they've made it very easy for us. They've given us the weight and they've given us the height. Excuse me. So if we look at the data set that was provided also, we would see that they've given us the formula for BMI, which is, excuse me, which is weight over height divided by 100, then raised to power 2. So we'll be performing this calculation using DAX formula. So I need you to pay attention to this. So we'll be adding new column and we'll be making this BMI. So now, oh geez. So now let's look at the formula very well. We are having weight divided by height divided by 100 all raised to power 2. So since we are using division, so you can just go straight and tell Power BI that, okay, I want you to perform a division. Once I click on divide and I open my bracket, you can see Power BI is asking me the numerator. So once I have this, we are working with we are working with sorry, let me take that again so you don't get confused. So BMI is equal to, because we are performing division, that is why we are telling Power BI to divide whatever value I'll be providing next. So that is why we have divide. So once I click on divide, what are we dividing? The formula says weight divided by height. Okay, so I click on employee. I look for where weight is. Let me scroll down. So I'm clicking on employee weight, right? I'm clicking on employee weight. Now, when you look at this, numerator, comma, denominator, comma, and alternate result. But this now, from the formula, you will see that weight is standing alone, but it is dividing height divided by 100. Like normal mathematical terms now, it's more like you saying 2 is dividing 4 divided by 2. You understand? So to do that now, okay, but before then, let me just put my comma. Yes. So the denominator, what is the denominator now? I'll put employee height. So I click on height. Once I have the height, and the height is divided by 100. So you use this division sign, your slash as division sign. Please take note. Your slash is division sign in Power BI. Divided by 100. Then it is this I divided by 100 that is what? That is raised to the power of 2. So I have to close this. Then I say I want you to be raised to power of 2. Then I close this bracket. Now, if you look at this thing, you see I'm having a red sign here, which means there's an error from what I have given. Now, where is the error coming from? You remember from the formula, sorry, okay, you would remember from the formula, just as I said, that weight is standing alone. So if you are to represent that in DAX formula, the weight is meant to be in a different bracket. Then it is dividing everything from the denominator, right? So now what are we going to do? Since I'm saying divide, I come here, I open another bracket here, then I also come here and I do what? I close the bracket here. So now I'm telling Power BI now that, okay, Power BI, employee weight is standing alone, but I want it to divide everything from where? So I want it to divide everything from the employee height divided by 100 to the raised to power of 2. So let's see. I can also come here and do this. Yes. All right. So we need to be very sure because this can be very, very crazy. All right. So it's showing me that there's an error somewhere. Okay. Yeah, I think we are fine now. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's present and see what happens. Now it's giving us error. So that is why I say when you are working with this division sign, it is very, very compulsory for you to be very, very cautious of what you are doing. So let's take that again. So we would be able to define where the problem is coming from. So right now, I'm going to be, you know, doing the specification before writing the formula. So now I'm saying divide. Yes. I want you to divide. Then I open another bracket. I want you to divide employee weight. Yes. Then I put a comma. I open. And I also want you to do employee height. Okay. Then this I want you to give me to be divided by 100, right? Divided by 100. I close this. Then to the raised to the power of, sorry, raised to power 2. Yes, then I close the bracket. Okay, I think we are fine now. Yes, we are fine now. So let's press enter. Awesome. So when we look at this now, we have 29.745 blah 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 blah, which it is too much. So right here, you can just come to where you have this auto and you change it to, let's have it as let's change it to one decimal place. Yes. So we have 29.7, we have 33.1, we have 30.8, we have 33.9. Okay, so I think we've settled the BMI. Now, me just saying, okay, what is my BMI? I'm telling you my BMI is 29.7. Okay, so we still need to confirm if the person is overweighted or normal weight or what's it called? Either you are overweighted, normal weight, or you are obese. Yeah. So to do that also, let me see. Okay, okay. Let me see the values we have here. Oops, we have a lot of values here. We have a lot of values here. All right. So, all right, before I do that, because we still have to study this, we need to know which of the numbers are overweighted and which represents normal weight, which represents stuff like that. So before we do that, let's see what else do we have. Have we calculated everything? Okay, I think we still have one more thing to do from the absenteeism. But before then, let's see what we can do with this overweight issue. Okay, so we want to make this BMI BMI status, right? So BMI status now. I want to do. We'll be using this statement definitely, but then looking at what we have here, looking at what we have here. Let me see again. We have 29. The list is what? Okay, the list is 19.2. Okay, and the highest is 38. So I think we need to jot down some things. Yeah. So the list is 19. Let me scroll up again. The list is 19.2. Okay. And the the max 38.0. And if we look at this now, I think 24.7 is the normal weight. 24.7 should be normal. Then if you are below 19.2, you should be underweight. Yes. Then if you are above 38 points, if you are okay, so if you okay, 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 I think I get that now. I need to admit someone. All right. So, all right, let's get to work. Let's get to work. Let's get to work. Because I'm checking my system battery. We might not finish this today. We'll continue tomorrow. All right. So we have BMI status. So we're using the if. Now, I want to do. I want to make use of. Okay. Let me don't make this complicated yet. We would use the or statement from the absenteeism reason. Okay. So let me just say if B employee BMI, if employee BMI is less than or equal to 19.2, comma, then make this person underweight, right? Then I also say if employee BMI, now we need to be very, 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 very careful because we are using greater than or less than now. It is more logical. Now, I already told Powerbi that if it is less than or equal to 19.2, make it underweight. So, if it is greater than, let's do greater than or equals to 24.7 OGs. So, if it is greater than or equals to 24.7, comma, make it normal weight, normal weight, okay, make it normal weight. So, I also want to say if employee BMI is greater than, okay, let's take it this way now. So now, if employee BMI is now less than or equal to, yes, is less than or equal to, since we already say this is 24, so if it's less than or equal to 30.0, yes, then make it obese, right? Then if make it overweight, we need to put this here, make it overweight, right? So we need to close our bracket. One, two, three. Let's press enter and see what happens. Awesome, 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 awesome. So here now it's telling me that 29.7 is normal weight, 33.1 is normal weight, 30 point this is normal weight, 24.1 is obese, 34.6 is normal weight. Let's scroll down. Let me see. Okay. Okay. 24 is obese, normal weight. Okay, yeah, I was looking for 19.2 is underweight. Okay, I'm looking for one overweight. Overweight, 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 overweight. I think we have just one overweight. Okay, I can filter to see. Okay, so here now we'll see that our overweight is not reflecting from our results here. So what are we going to do? Since I already told Power BI that if it is less than or equals to 30, make it obese. Then anything greater than 30, let me see. So if it is great, so I'm going to put another if. So we're gonna make it if employee BMI is now greater than, okay, I already said if it is less than or equals to 30.0, okay, and this if is greater than or equals to 24, okay. So if this is now greater than, let's make it 30.0, comma, then make it overweight. We need to close that too. Let's press enter and see what happens. Okay, okay. So we still have 33.1, and if BMI is taking 33.1 as overweight, so let's see what we have in overweight. Okay, so this is meant to be if it is less than or equals to 24.7, then make it this. So we are going to make this if it is greater than or equals to 30 point this. Okay, okay, yeah. And if it is greater than this, make it this. All right. Okay. So that's one thing about DAX formula. You need to check and check and check and check, especially when you're working with if statement. So we see now that our 29.7 has no value. So we are going to look at this again and see. Okay, we have 19. If it is less than or equals to 19.2, make it underweight. Our underweight is working fine. Yes. So, and if it is now less than or equals to 24.7, make it a normal weight. Yes. And if it is now less than or equals to 30.0, make it this. So if it is greater than 30 point, 30.0, make it overweight. Yeah, awesome. Awesome. So now that we've gotten the BMI status, the next thing, let's go back to the file that was given to us. Okay, who is there? So going to the file that was provided, we would see that we also have from the absenteeism now, we still need to do spring, summer, autumn, and all of such. Also, from absenteeism, we still need to do, okay, now let's go to this incomplete submission and that. Okay, so I feel we are done with employee table. So we are going back to absenteeism table. Now, from the absenteeism table, now we want to work with reason for absence, right? So please, I'll need your full attention for this. So let's just make it ABS reason, right? So here now we'll be using the if or statement because we are working with different logical values, right? So we need to be very, 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 very careful. It might seem what is it called? It might seem very, very long, but then it's of two ways. So we just have to do that. All right. So let's go. Okay. So we have if. Now I want to use the logical with logical this thing now. So I want to say if it is, let's see what was given to us first. Incomplete submission, family related, medical reason, um, code 26, unjustified, blah blah blah. All right. So to do that, I will be using if statement. I'm working with absenteeism and we are working with reasons for absence, right? So I'm telling Power BI now that if reason for absence is equal to 0, comma, make it incomplete submission according to what was given to us, comma. So I'll be working with next because this is kind of much, so I wouldn't want you to get confused. So I'm doing another if statement. If absenteeism, now they told us, let's look at where one, two, three, and four as family related issue. So we are going to tell Power BI if absenteeism is less than 5, make it family related. Family family related. Okay, comma. Let me go to the next line so you don't get jam packed. Then I'm telling Power BI if absenteeism, reason for absence, and from that I think they told me, let me see, code 5 to 25, 27, and 28. You see now they want to check how your they want to check your level of using DAX formula. 5 to 25 is medical reason, 27 is medical reason, 28 is medical reason. Now 26 is now standing alone as unjustified leave. So we're gonna do that. So what I'm going to do first is, since from 5 to 25 is medical reason, so I'm just going to say if this is less than 26, then make it medical reasons. Medical reasons, yeah. I put a comma. Then I also tell Power BI that okay, if this now, if absenteeism, because according to what was given to me, they told me 26 is unjustified leave. So if this is now equal to 26, comma, make it what? Unjustified. Unjustified leave. We are not done yet. We still have to tell Power BI again that, they told us that 27 and 28 is also medical reasoning. So we still need to tell Power BI that, okay, oh, I still want you to do something. Now, if reasons for absence now is now equals to 27, make it medical reason. We need to be very, very cautious of what we are typing. Okay, comma. And the last one is, I think, 28. So I'm telling Power BI if absenteeism reasons is also equal to 28, then I want you to make medical, medical, sorry, medical reasons also. I do that, then I close my bracket, right? So, but because before I close this bracket, I want to close the bracket with the number of what's it called? The number of if statements I've opened. So I'm closing for this, 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 and closing for this. All right. So I can easily come here and I do this. I come here, I do this, I come here, I do this, I come here, I do this, I come here, I do this. All right. So I can now bring this like this. So I didn't know that, okay, this last one is closing, this is closing this bracket, the first bracket. Then I can come here, then I'll be able to know that, okay, this is closing the second bracket. Yes. Then I also come here and reduce this. Yes, this is closing the third bracket. I come here, I do this. Excuse me. This is closing that, and I do this. Then for this, I just put my tab. All right. So medical reasons, medical reasons, medical reasons, family related. And let's press enter. Let's see what's up with that. Awesome. Okay. Oh my jeez. Okay. All right. So let's look at this formula again. Wow, my battery is low, 19%. All right. So we have absenteeism reason. So I'm telling Power BI that if the absenteeism reason is equal to 0, make it incomplete submission. Else, if it is less than 5. That is, it can be 1, it could be 1, it could be 2, it could be 3, it could be 4. Make it family related. Now, I'm not saying if it is now less than 26, that is from 5 to 26, from 5 to 25, because it is less than 26, not equals to 26. So from 5 to 25, make it medical reasons. And I'm also telling him that, okay, if it's now equals to 26, make it unjustified leave. And if it is equals to 27, also make it medical reasons. If it is equal to if it's equal to 28, make it medical reasons as well. So, and we have this. If we should filter on this, we see we have family related, incomplete submission, medical reasons, and we have unjustified leave. Okay, so I feel we are done with that. So let me just take one more before we call it a day. Then we continue tomorrow. So let me take which other one? Let me see. Disciplinary favor, we've done that. Days of the week, we've done that. Each target, we've done that. Absenteeism, blah blah blah. I think we've done that. Oh, are we done? Okay, now month of absence. We still need to do this March, blah 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 blah. But this will also take a lot of time because that is where we'll be. That is where we would introduce the. Let me save this down. Let's just make it HR training, right? So um now we want to work on this month of absence. We already work with the month as March. So here now they want to specify each of those months as per month of absence. So if it is March, April, and May, it is spring. If it is June, July, and August, make it summer. If it is September, October, and November, make it autumn. And if it is December, January, and February, make it winter. So with this, we're working with if or statement. But if I should start that, I doubt I'll be able to finish it because my system is running very, 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 very low. So if you have any question, I feel we could just ask from the WhatsApp group. Okay, let me stop the video so my system don't get off before every other thing. All right. So I think that will be the end for today's class because of my system. So we'll continue tomorrow, please. Mm, So if you have any question, please, you can drop your question. But then I have to make sure I save this